All right, here we are. Aiden, how's our new theme song go?
It's like doom 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 doom
Doom, 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 doom. I don't know. I've never heard it, but
that sounds like that.
That sounds cool.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's the Pixel Report. We're back. We're back in a big way.
Back and better than ever.
Back and ready to party. Ready to rock. We're gonna talk about some old video games again.
Should we address the elephant in the room?
I guess so. Yeah, we're not doing the show on River West Radio anymore. Didn't work out. We wanted to try something new. So now we're recording in this weird room at UWM.
It's not that weird.
No, it's not weird. It's cool.
Feels like I'm in an office meeting. Show me the pie charts.
I feel like
PowerPoint.
I feel like we're in a tighter circle where I can like see you guys and it's a little more intimate.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird looking at you people.
I miss the raw energy of Center Street, though. People walking by.
Yeah, people are walking by outside, partying.
That was cool. I did like when people would walk by outside and then you could like yell at them.
Yeah,
and they would hear you.
And they just stare at you.
Yeah.
Take their shirt off and like punch the glass and stuff.
Yeah, I like that. So yeah, it's the Pixel Report. You know what it is. We talk about old video games every week. I'm your host, John Schoeneman. Aiden Keys is here.
Hey,
Heyo.
I'm here, as usual.
Alec Reefy's here.
Yo.
Eric is here. Whenever he touches his mic stand, it makes a horrible noise. Eric.
That's me.
Eric
Here's me touching the mic stand.
Wait,
That's
no.
not horrible. That
was
sounds nice.
There was
I kicked the table.
Okay.
John slammed his Coke down.
Yeah, whenever I open my Coke, it's right.
Is this an
It's-
ASMR show?
We got some nice mics.
These mics are much better than the
I actually own the mic that I'm using here. There's only 3 mics in this room, so now we have 4.
There's no more half-hour time constraint. I'm just just gonna be talking about nothing for 20 minutes and then start talking about the game.
Alec picked the game. Let's talk about the game.
Yeah, let's talk about the game. Alec, you picked the game, like Aiden said.
Mm-hmm.
What did you pick?
This week, I picked it because it's free on GOG.
You always do this to us.
GoodOldGames.com.
This is one of the older games that we've played. It's called Jill of the Jungle, and it's a computer game. And this is part of the Jill of the Jungle trilogy that came out in 1992. And this game, you could say it's the progenitor of Fortnite, the epic mega game that's...
Yeah.
Because it was made by Tim Sweeney of Epic Games.
Epic Games.
At the time, known as Epic Mega Games.
Mega
Flossin'.
Games.
Let's get flossin'.
Yeah. So you'll see some of the dances in this game. Jill will floss, and I don't know any of the other ones.
What do you wait? What's this?
She doesn't actually floss.
What's this flossing thing? I don't get it.
It's this thing where you take a towel but a make-believe one.
Oh, this is something that goes on at the Epic Games company.
Yeah.
Okay.
They do
I
it
forgot
there,
about
yeah.
that.
No, flossing is a dance. Do you know this, John?
Is it a Fortnite thing?
It's
a Jill of the Jungle thing.
Oh, okay.
No, it's just like this dance that people do. There's a song called "I Be Flossin'." I think that popularized it.
Okay.
But
I don't care. I guess I regret asking.
Yeah. Well, anyways, this game was like one of the first that Epic created. Jill of the Jungle is just like a platformer. It's a shareware, which is like the companies started doing shareware games where they would like give out little games for free to try and bring in customers, and that lasted for a little while. But they don't do that now anymore. Now it's like Fortnite games as a service. That's what shareware turned into, apparently.
Not exactly. I mean, a huge part of shareware was that you could you'd get the game, and that you could just give it to somebody else, and then they would also have the game.
Yeah.
And so you could like pass around this floppy disk to everybody you know, and then everybody's got the game.
Yeah. So you don't have to have the I don't know what I'm talking about.
It's like, it's like word of mouth for video games.
Did you have to have the floppy disk plugged into your floppy disk drive to run the game?
Epic Mega Brand floppy disk drive.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remember. I think Doom might have had some shareware components, just because my dad had it on like 100 computers that he owned.
That's a lot of computers.
Yeah, my dad had a lot of computers in the 90s. It was kind of cool.
I saw here on the Wikipedia page, this game sold 20 to 30 copies a day after its release. It was a vast success.
That's pretty good.
I mean, you think about it. You're like this 5-person studio that made a game, and you're selling 20 or 30 copies a day at, I would assume $50 or $60. That's a lot of money for 1992.
For sure.
That's the year I was born. If I got that much money right away when I was born, I'd be a rich baby.
It's the year I was born too.
Me too.
I was born in 91. I'm an old fart.
Oh man.
Well, Jill of the Jungle. It's a platformer, and you control this Amazonian
Amazonian
Is she an
princess.
Amazon?
I don't know. She wears a leotard, and she's blonde, and she's jumping around, and it's just a real old platformer. Yeah.
They just wanted to make a platformer with a female protagonist, I think. They were inspired by Nintendo platformers. The engine of this game was used to make a Christian-themed game called Onesimus, A Quest for Freedom. There you go.
Neat.
Never played it.
There was a Jill of the Jungle themed pinball game called Jungle Pinball. We should have played that.
Neat.
Yeah, pinball's fun. All right, Alec. Anything else people need to know about Jill of the Jungle?
No, there's really not too much out there on this game, actually. I tried looking up stuff, but it's kind of a small game. It is what it is. I don't know.
Well, thanks for picking it for us to play.
It's a
You're
nice
welcome.
little package.
You seem to gravitate towards the free games on GOG, Alec.
Yeah, I'm not going to pay for a game I don't like.
You don't like this game?
Uh-oh.
Well,
Let's not jump the gun here.
Wait, do you hate
That's
this game?
the end of the episode.
I can't. Well, that's the thing. We don't know if the game's good or not before we play it, so it's too much of a risk, and I don't make any money. So
Yeah.
You
I
make
have
money.
to get free.
You just shouldn't play games anymore.
That's probably a good idea.
Video games are an expensive hobby, but not as expensive as it was in 1992.
Or as expensive as planes.
Or smoking.
Mhm.
Smoking, that's true. Or drinking lots of soda. No, probably
Drinking lots. I drink
on
lots
par.
of soda.
about the same.
That was a dig on me, and I pay.
I was digging
like
on myself because I'm drinking soda right now.
I pay like $5 a week for my soda addiction. That's not too bad. Like if you buy one video game a month, you're spending 3 times more money than I'm spending on soda a week.
Okay, I'll take that. Anyway, Jill of the Jungle. Is there a story?
Jill's coming to save the day because all the other superhero video gamers are not good at their job anymore.
They were dying.
Yeah.
Is that really what the story was? I was so confused.
I was pretty confused too.
because
That's my
you get
guess. I
you
don't
get
know.
those news bits through like apples in the overworld.
Yeah.
You collect apples and then you get like a weird like breaking news.
Mario quits.
Yeah.
Mario quits because
shoot.
Jill's too good.
Yeah, I think it might be useful to our viewers if we kind of explain the format of this game. So there's like an overworld, which it's kind of like Super Mario Bros. 3 or any game that came out after Super Mario Bros. 3, where there's an overworld and then you enter into the different levels from that overworld. And there's not really much of a plot. You just kind of keep progressing forward throughout it. That's kind of why they were like, there's nothing. But sometimes, like they said, you'll pick up, you'll hit an item and then it will give you some like little bit of story, but it's very cheeky kind of stuff. It's not really like narrative propelling stuff.
It's referential memes.
Yeah.
References to other video games,
Yeah.
such as Super Mario Brothers,
Duke Nukem.
such as Duke Nukem.
Super Mario Bros. Pac-Man.
Yeah.
P-Man.
And
He-Man.
I wasn't listening for a sec there because I had something messed up on here. But were you guys saying that like the news clips talk about how like these other video game heroes have retired?
Yeah, because
Yes.
Jill's a pro.
Okay.
Yeah, they all just can't compete with Jill. For some reason, Mario is 72 years old. I don't really... In 1992, that seems kind of funky.
Yeah, that's. I guess. I mean,
he's old in Super Mario.
is he old?
Is he?
He's got a mustache.
Yes.
He's a plumber. He's at least 40.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I think we just talk about if we liked anything about it now, right? Did you guys like anything about Jill of the Jungle?
Yeah.
I thought the soundtrack was a hot piece
Soundtrack,
of
ooh,
FM synthesis that really got me going.
real hot. I got some right here.
Yeah, I love the music in this game.
You want to listen to the funky theme?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
I have no way to know how this is mixed. It might be super loud. It might be super quiet. I don't know.
This is the funky theme. Yeah,
It's pretty funky.
funky
I could
theme.
floss to this. This is good.
Play another song.
Here, I'll play another song. How about
There's some real tight tracks in this game.
this
Some
one's
of the
called
sounds are all right, too.
This one's called Desert. I have a feeling
Yeah.
these are way louder than our voices, but we'll see. According to my volume thing on OBS, but
That's pretty neat. Did anyone play around with the noisemaker?
yeah, totally. The noisemaker is cool.
John, what is the noisemaker?
The noisemaker, it's an option on the main menu. You go to the noisemaker, and then you press keys on the keyboard to make various sounds that are from the game. I actually have some of them here.
Show us the sound.
Here's the sound that plays when you die.
It sounds like the beginning of the Crazy by Gnarls Barkley.
Yeah, so that's
Do
That's that one.
the sound when you pick up the
the
keys.
sound when you pick up a key. Are you
That
sure?
is the best sound in the game.
Are
Like it is not just the music; it's the sound. Go ahead,
Are
John.
you sure you guys are ready for that one?
Yeah.
Okay, that did not sound.
It sounds a lot deeper. At least when I was playing it, it felt like it was a really deep.
It's supposed to be like a yeah, but it sounds this one that I have here. It sounds like a mess. That doesn't sound good.
And it cuts off in the game, too. It
Yeah.
doesn't finish the sample.
Someone just uploaded this folder of sound effects to a forum, and I downloaded it. He titled this one, "This is the worst sound effect I've ever heard in my entire life."
That's a good sound effect.
No, listen to the end of it though. It gets all weird.
Yeah. One thing I'll say is the sound is really good in this game, but obviously whoever was composing the music for this wasn't always on their A game. Because I got to a level later in the game where the soundtrack was just a hot mess. It was too much sound, and it just was like a cacophony of noise.
Yeah. But I thought the music was really good.
Yeah,
I got one more.
on the
We'll just
whole.
play a little bit of this one more song. I got one more song here. Okay. This one's called 7.
Is this Aphex Twin?
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, music's tight. Music's tight in this game. Check it out.
Yeah.
Jill the Jungle soundtrack. Go download it from Napster. Whatever you got to do.
Vaporwave would not exist without the Jill of the Jungle soundtrack.
No
That's true.
way,
That's
Jose.
true.
Yeah, one thing to note is that we play a lot of games from the early '90s, and the Super Nintendo era, and all of those games had to only have MIDI music, right? Because there's a lot of limitation on how much data you can put on a game cartridge.
Mm-hmm.
But for Jill of the Jungle, since it's a computer game originally released for Apple computers, right? They have a lot more size to work with, which in the early days of video games means a lot more sounds you can actually put into your game.
Yeah.
That's why we get the yes, picking up keys.
Yeah.
It's like they just threw that in there because they could, not that they should.
Yeah, I thought the music was great. And I thought that jumping around was all right.
Oh, I don't know about that.
It was all right.
I don't know about that.
I liked that when you climb chains, her butt shows.
I didn't even notice that.
Okay, I didn't want to skip, right to the things I didn't like about.
Well, there's still good things to
Okay,
talk about.
I mean, I wrote down a lot of good things.
Just because you hate the things I like doesn't mean that you can discount them from the
All
like
right.
section.
I wrote down that the noisemaker is good.
Wow, you really like this one.
I wrote down. I like the combat mechanics in the game. I thought were kind of fun
Kind of Castlevania-y.
with like throwing the knives, and then you throw a knife at an enemy, and then it like bounces off and comes back to you like a boomerang. That's cool.
And you get like a chakram.
Yeah, the spin blade was dope. When you get that spin blade, you need to use it to like destroy all the rocks.
Yeah.
I thought that was really fun. Some of the enemies when they're like too low, it's kind of hard to hit them.
Kind of.
The knife.
Kind of hard. More like impossible.
Yeah,
I
it's
think it's part of the design, though.
Yeah, I think it is too.
Because there are, like, the chakram would hit those enemies, but the knife doesn't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess that's true. Here's something that I absolutely love about Jill of the Jungle. It has a save anywhere feature.
Ooh.
You can save anywhere and then load your game.
Honest question. Was that working for any of you?
Yes, it didn't work for me at first because I didn't know how it worked, but you need to hit save and then type in a name and then hit enter.
Oh!
You need to type in a
I
name
just
for your
clipped.
save.
Okay.
okay.
That makes more sense. I tried to save it, then I exited out of the game and came back to it, and I was like, oh no, I have to redo the whole game now.
Yeah, that's what happened to me the first time, but then I realized on my second session that you can save just by typing in a name for your save game.
Yeah. The game reminds you a lot. Like, hey, now's a good time to save.
Yeah.
It should just do it for you.
It does. It has a. When I died, it has like an autosave that like takes you back to a certain part of the level, not
Yeah,
just the
there's
very
some
beginning.
checkpoints.
You get some checkpoints, and you have unlimited lives. You can die as many times as you want. Which
Yeah.
is,
More games should do that.
yeah, I think
Yeah.
lives are kind of a. I never really understood.
The instructions for this game, like when you're done reading it, it's like signed by Tim Sweeney. Like he's like telling you how to play.
Thanks, Tim.
Yeah,
Thanks a lot.
It's
Yeah.
kind of silly.
I mean, I think that part of the reason why lives were so prolific in these...
Arcade games, right?
Yeah, because arcade games, they want you to have a couple lives, then you have to restart.
Mhm.
And getting lives is really valuable in those kind of games.
Yeah.
But Jill of the Jungle is a game that's like, we don't need that. We can go beyond it. I admire that.
Yeah, but there are plenty of games that are on home console that have lives, like Mario.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It was like a leftover from
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
arcade era.
You know something cool about one of them arcade games?
What?
The Switch version of Ikaruga that came out, which used to be like just this really hard coin sink Japanese arcade game.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a bullet hell shooter. You can just set it to unlimited lives, so you can
Oh.
actually play the game.
That's cool.
Yeah. I think I saw that in like a Donkey video or something.
Yeah. You should bring your mic up a little, Aiden, towards your mouth. Just a little bit. There you go.
One
There we
thing
go.
that I absolutely loved about Jill of the Jungle is this is a game that's just not afraid to go out there and take weird risks and completely change like it's what it is from level to level.
Yeah.
Like you'll play one level and it's a puzzle game and like it's just all about how do you turn off these knights so you can keep going through the level. You'll play another level and it's just a complete like action platformer. You're just trying to get to the end of the level.
Yeah. It really felt like they were just trying to have fun with it.
Yeah, and like there's like a level early in the game where you turn into a phoenix and you have to complete the whole level as like a polymorphed version of yourself that can fly.
I didn't get to that level.
But you can't touch water, so suddenly you just have a way different set of
I got
tools.
to like level 10. Which level was that before level 10?
I don't know, it must have
There's-
been. Did you
there's
guys
kinda like
play
an-
as the phoenix?
I got to the Phoenix, yeah. Maybe
Oh.
there's like things you can,
like
miss.
skip levels.
You can
yeah.
miss
Yeah.
levels.
It's
yeah.
kind of interesting.
Yeah, you didn't need to turn into the bird, but you could, and then you'd fly up and get some more apples and like.
Gotta get the
bonus-
Wait, Alec,
bonus orbs.
did you do a level where you had to turn into the bird in order to like get stuff?
No.
Oh yeah,
I didn't get
the level that I
didn't
played.
do that. Yeah.
The level I played, you had to be the bird because like everything was in like a labyrinth thing. It was like very Flappy Bird-esque in terms of the controls, and I just thought like that's
Flappy
a
Bird.
that's a good example of a game really just taking a lot of risks with its level design, and I really appreciated that.
Yeah, it's kind of it was like Donkey Kong. It's like because you
Yeah.
could turn into the fish too and swim through water.
You ride the
Some
fish.
Enemies. You ride the fish.
You get a super jump. You jump really high.
Oh yeah, the
You
super
ride
jump.
the
yeah.
fish and you ride the rhino.
Yeah, there's nothing going on. It's just a very video game.
It felt very carefree.
It's pure.
It kind of It felt like the Wild West of like early computer games. Like, we don't care. We're just five guys. We're just gonna make whatever we want. Maybe we'll sell some copies. I
Five
don't
Guys, burgers and fries, Jill of the Jungle.
20 years later, there's Fortnite.
Yeah.
Yep.
I feel like you can
Oh,
like
man.
Now look at us.
like Unreal. I've never like really played those games,
Unreal
but
is
it
so
seems like you can tell that they're made by the same people in a weird way.
Yeah, there's a certain like personality
Yeah.
to them.
Yeah.
It's
I mean, and it's definitely reminiscent, I think, of a lot of games during this time. Like, I think of Doom or Duke Nukem. Like, those are games that have lots of tongue-in-cheek things going on in them.
yeah.
Just don't take themselves super seriously. There's like an innocence to this
Mhm.
era of video games. And I think Jill of the Jungle really captures that well, especially in those cheeky
Yeah.
making fun of other video games, which clearly are inspiring this game, right? They're not like saying Pac-Man sucks. They're saying like we're gonna like pay homage to Pac-Man by saying that we're trying to outdo them.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. This game probably sold more than Pac-Man. No, okay.
Like literally the most recognizable game.
Pac-Man most recognizable?
It's definitely up there.
I think that Eternal Poison is the most recognizable game.
I forgot we even played Eternal Poison because it was so I don't know.
Memorable.
It wasn't.
The
It was-
poison will be in you internally.
Yeah, I pretty much agree with all that. That it just feels like a very pure gameplay experience.
Uh-huh.
And another pro, the cheeks. Cheeks on the
cheeks.
chain.
Oh, the butts. The butts.
The butt.
Oh, I didn't really notice that, to
Oh,
be
like
honest.
16 bits of
We'll
it.
have to remember Jill of the
16-bit
Jungle.
butt cheek.
We're gonna have to remember Jill for Alex's waifu list at the end of the year.
Oh, yeah.
She's up there.
Definitely up there.
She's so strong and
Strong.
Coming into 2019
Strong
strong
and
with a
big.
strong waifu.
Did you guys see the box art for the trilogy?
There's a lot of different
It's-
box arts that I
yeah,
saw.
there are.
It's really silly. It's
There's
like,
one that looks like a weird like paper cutout
Yeah.
of a woman.
It's like papercraft art.
It's very odd.
Yeah, it's whatever.
Paper women sell games.
How do you guys feel about the graphics of this game?
I think they look all right.
It reminded me of Chip's Challenge.
Yes, definitely.
Like that's kind of like a tile.
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
definitely
Layout.
tile based. I thought that the enemies and Joe looked good though, outside of the tiles.
Yeah, they look pretty good.
Yeah.
I think they started this game out as like a level editor that people
Yeah.
could make their own things.
Yeah.
And that's probably like why it like looks the way it does.
Super Jill of the Jungle Maker.
I think
Bring it to Switch.
yeah.
Little Joe Planet.
Little chill planet.
like Jill is so well animated, and then everything else is like at a lower quality to at least from in my
Yeah.
appearance, like the way it appeared to me. Like she runs so fluidly and everything looks kind of nice, but then everything else to me looked kind of bad. Bland might be a better word.
That's how all video games are. The player character is always the most importantly.
But, like,
done
The distinction was more defined to me for this game.
in Dark Cloud, your character Tom. I don't know.
Tom?
I changed the name.
Tom from Dark Cloud.
Dark
He's
Cloud
got
2017 Game of the Year.
he's got physics on him, and none of the other characters have physics on their bodies
Oh yeah.
because he's got a poncho that blows in the wind.
In the Dead or Alive series, all the women have physics on them.
That's
That's
true.
true.
They sure do. Anyway, some good stuff going on with Jill of the Jungle. However, I thought it controlled very poorly.
John,
Am I the only one that thinks that? Like, I can't believe that I'm the only one that would think that.
No, I didn't think it was that great.
The like
I
movement
didn't
and
think
jumping.
it was that bad. I thought it was fine.
The movement and jumping was so bad.
I think it would have been fine, but there's some parts where it's like you need really precise,
yes,
jumps.
exactly.
and if they didn't throw those like little bits in there, like it would have been fine. But I spent so like long trying to get into this pit that I saw on the first level,
Yeah.
and I just could not do it because there's spikes on either end, and it's just,
They're like the controls just didn't feel very precise, and then you get to these segments where you need to be super precise to get through them, and it's just impossible.
yeah, strike one.
Strike.
Yeah, I will say that the controls were bothersome. If to like describe it to the audience sitting at home, I think part of the way the inputs work is very foreign for someone who's if you've played video games before, because you're used to more of a fluidity. Like if you're moving and then you press jump,
Yeah.
you expect to kind of maintain that momentum. Whereas in this game, jumping is like stuttered. Like there's like a delay in the input after you jump, so like you can't move for a second. And so whenever you jump, like you lose control over yourself, and then at the tail end of your jump, you lose the ability to change your position as well. So you only have a small window. So you have to like, I don't know if the controls are necessarily bad. They're just, to me, they were more esoteric. Like you can control it well, but it's a lot different than you'd expect from a normal platforming game. And considering in a platforming game, controls are like, they're paramount. They're like one of the most important things. Like I did a lot of research on Super Mario 64 a couple months ago, and Miyamoto literally spent like 6 months with Mario and chasing a bunny just to try to get the controls down for like moving Mario to three dimensions. And so this game doesn't have the attention to detail to a key part of the genre that this game is in.
I agree.
Thought they weren't
The
that bad.
shuriken had nice movement though. That's what was it?
The spin blade.
The spin blade. Yeah.
Kunai,
Yeah. They put a lot of effort into that weapon.
the ninja bean.
Mm-hmm.
They definitely did.
The knife, not so much. The boom knife, the boomerang.
I thought, I don't know, for like how much creativity it felt like there was in this game, there were other parts that just felt like they really phoned it in. Like when you're in a level and you have like, there's just a sign that says go up. That's just like bad design. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then you go up and you have to do all this really precise platforming on these little tiny platforms. And
Have you ever been to the jungle though, John? Because those signs are there.
the ones that say go up.
Yeah.
And then you jump up on a bunch of rocks floating in the sky.
Yeah.
Let us not forget that the Amazonians invented elevators.
Invented elevators?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought you said L invaders.
That's what I thought you said
Yeah.
too.
I thought that's what I kind of sounded like I said.
L invaders, the new game from Epic Mega Games. I don't know.
The elevators in this game were cool.
Yeah, they're fun.
Oh,
went-
like-
They are fun. They are fun. They are fun.
Let's talk about those elevators.
they
Come
went-
on.
Oh yeah, it's like Dark Souls elevators, like pillars that just shoot
No.
straight up.
I like that you can
It's not at all like Dark Souls.
Because you can choose.
Yeah.
you have direct control over them. You press the arrow keys up and down, and when you stop holding them, the elevator will stop. So you can stop at any place you want on the elevator and get off. They're very dynamic elevators for a game from 1992.
I think that's proof that Jill is telekinetic because she can move giant metal pillars.
Yeah, totally.
They made a puzzle from the elevators, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought
'Cause they
those
knew
were
it was a
actually
good mechanic.
those are actually my favorite puzzles in the game.
I like the combat sections with the elevators because, like we were saying, like you can't throw the knife diagonally down,
Yeah.
but if you're on the elevator, you can get to just the right height
Yes.
and launch a knife off, kill that snake.
Kill that snake.
Or you can do what I did a lot, which would like be like throw the knife and then move the elevator, so then the knife comes back to you at a different angle and kills the enemy. Like that. That was
Pretty fun.
those are pretty
That's good.
neat.
Lots of room
things.
for creativity but with very simple mechanics.
Yeah.
Isn't that the beauty of it all?
That's what a video game is supposed to be.
One of my favorite moments of the game was actually when I was replaying it because I had to go back over like the first 6 or 7 levels after I beat them, and I already knew like this elevator puzzle room, and like I swear I beat it in like 3 seconds because like the elevators move so fast when you know what you're doing. Like you just go whoop, 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 and like I just got to the key I needed to get. It felt really smooth. That was definitely the best in terms of controls I felt were the elevators.
Yeah. That's awesome. Really good elevators, if I do say so.
Maybe the best elevators of 2019.
Definitely on the list.
Mm-hmm.
ActRaiser had no elevators. I'm just saying.
Do you have anything else we want to say about this before we review it? Jill of the Jungle, any final thoughts?
I thought the overworld was maybe confusing to me. I don't know if you guys felt that way.
Yeah, I feel that way too.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't recognize when like the doors to the next levels, so I'd just be running, and then all of a sudden I'd get to the screen that says like Jill enters the jungle cave.
Yeah, there's definitely
And I'm
not.
like, where am I going? What's happening
Yeah,
right now?
the mark, like the entrances to the levels aren't marked at all. So you just like run into a random object or something, and then you'll be in a new level.
I was looking up the future games in the trilogy, and it looks like they actually make a better hub world in.
Oh, that's good.
But
We didn't play those. We just
I
played the
think it
first
was
one.
3. I know. I'm just.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, like I think just when thinking about the overworld, to me, the main problem is there's just not a distinction between the overworld and the actual game. Like, the overworld controls the same way the actual game does. When you look at overworlds in almost any other game, there's at least a little bit of a difference in terms of what your expectations are and a little bit more organization. Whereas in this game, it was like the overworld was like another level for you to explore, but you just don't know where you're going, what you're doing. It's not well designed in a way.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's why we have a bunch of levels that some of us played and some of us didn't play. Is because it's easy to just miss stuff.
Yeah, which is also kind of cool that it's like not linear in that way.
It inspires replayability on the gamer.
Yeah.
This game is for the gamers.
We can turn any negative thing into a positive thing with the right spin.
All you have to do is replay the game, and you'll find 15 new levels that you missed.
Whoa.
Okay, well, why don't we go? Anything else? What
I'm
else?
trying to think.
I don't think so. It's a pretty simple game.
Yeah,
We've already
it's
been
a short game too.
We've already been talking about it for as long as for a half hour. So
That's a good thing.
That is a good thing. I'm just saying. That's good.
Nothing
If we
more to
wanna
squeeze
cover
out of
anything
it.
else.
I'm
Yeah.
just saying that's good.
I wish that I rode a tiger in this game.
You mean like
Yeah.
Portal Runner?
Yeah.
All right. What did a review say now?
I couldn't find any reputable reviews
Of
on
course
this
not.
game. It was just mostly like gamer reviews and a lot of like just looking back on like an old classic game.
this
game when I was a
child gamer.
I hate that. Those aren't even reviews.
big
Yeah.
taught me to do the elevator puzzle.
I feel like this would be a great game if, like, you played this. Like, let's say you were a teenager and you played this. Like, you got your first computer and you're Matthew Broderick or whatever, and you played this. And to come back to it 15 years later would probably be really fun. This is that to me. That's where this game would be. Ooh, yeah.
What if you were a teen and you got your first computer and the first game you played was Halo 2, though?
Halo
Well,
2
Halo
for
2
PC.
isn't on the PC.
Yeah, that's on the PC.
Halo 1 Combat Evolved was
No, there
released for the
is a
PC.
version of Halo 2 for PC.
But it wasn't not released until like
Yeah,
the
like
Halo.
2009.
What if
Yeah.
you... All right, let me correct it.
Yeah, you better correct yourself.
I'm sorry.
Check yourself.
What if you were a teen and your parents buy you an Apple II and the first game you play is Fortnite?
Now you're talking. Now I can get behind that.
Story of a generation.
Fortnite, the game for ultimate gamers,
I'm
all
a gamer.
across the globe.
I'm not opposed to Fortnite being a thing. Since this
Well,
is made
I'm
by
not
Epic
either.
Games, the maker of Fortnite. No, but I think that there's definitely like I know I just clicked a little bit.
That's fine. It doesn't matter.
There's
Don't do it
definitely
again.
like a subset of gamers who view Fortnite as like the scourge upon the hobby or something. But I think that eventually those people will grow bored and hopefully they find good games.
I think that
Or the
s-
Pixel Report.
I think that the scourge of the gaming hobby is the gaming hobby.
Yeah.
It's the people who game and
It's
get
white
really
men.
upset.
It's white men
It's
who
us.
review games on podcasts.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think gaming is, I don't know. There's a lot of idiots out there. That's
Yeah.
all I have to
Gaming-
say.
Every hobby has their
Gaming is a
jerks.
tumor
Yeah.
on the Earth's
But
population.
Fortnite's not really the problem.
No.
It's fine.
Jill,
So microtransactions are a problem.
Yeah.
Jill's the problem. A lot of people, I guess, when I was looking at reviews, we're gonna bring it back.
Gonna
We're
bring it back to
bring
Jill's
it back
Jungle.
home, okay?
Bring it back to
Alex.
Jill.
The overall consensus that I read about was people looked fondly on this game. They gave it.
They fondled it.
10 out of 10.
They did. No, not 10 out of 10.
Oh.
Probably 7.5 is what I have calculated of all the
Your
different.
average.
Yeah.
Alec read 5 old
He
reviews.
put together a spreadsheet of
Yeah.
all the he
People
tallied all the
say,
scores.
Oh, I loved this game when I played it. So that's what we got to work with.
Great. Thanks, gamers.
Well, what do we think about
However, Alec gives this game a 2 out of 5.
it?
Whoa.
2 out of 5. Okay.
That's kind of... I'm surprised.
That was the first reputable review of Jill of the Jungle.
Yeah, like the
All
first
right.
review that had any impact.
Yeah.
you got
behind
that
it.
2 out of
Mhm.
5. Can you tell me why?
Because I just didn't really have fun, and that's what games are all about. It's not about winning. It's not about competition. It's not about esports, microtransactions.
Ale-
It's about the fun. And Jill, it's not fun.
Okay. Alec always comes in with the sleeper negativity. He's like, yeah, I like this and this and this. And then 2 out of 5 was one fun.
Yeah, on the spreadsheet, I've started like calculating the scores, and Alec is like routinely like one whole number below everyone else.
Very
That's
It's
fine.
hard to
critical.
please.
We need someone
Very
like
hard
that.
to please.
Yeah, I like it.
I give it a 3 out of 5.
Okay. You all right?
A 3 out of 5 because it was fun.
God.
I disagree.
Why do we even do this show?
I didn't think the controls were that bad. I liked the music enough to like the game. Some of the sounds were obnoxious. Some of them were, yeah.
Wait. Okay.
And I thought that some of the character design stuff was nice. I thought Jill looked nice. It's a 3 out of 5 game. It's free to play. You can play it for free.
I think whenever I'm playing these sounds, I'm getting a Windows notification that also makes a noise. So that's good. Well, you know, okay, that needs to stop. Anyway, you guys hear my Windows notifications coming through?
Yeah, you can mute those.
I got to mute that for next time. Anyway, yeah, there were like things about this game that I really liked. Just the whole personality of it. It just felt really fun and carefree, and like everyone's just having a good time. I wish the controls were better. They just weren't for me. It just didn't feel good to me. But I still had a pretty good time playing it. I liked Jill. I liked throwing knives at stuff. 6.8 out of 10.
Ooh, nice. To sum up my experience playing this game, I found, I don't know if it was a glitch or just a thing, but when I was in Phoenix form collecting a bunch of keys, I accidentally fell into some water, and then I went over to the locked doors, and I still had them and could unlock it. And to me, that encapsulates this game kind of well, that it's a game where you can die and somehow continue making progress, because the code is kind of wonky like that. So I give this 3 Phoenixes crashing into water out of 5, because it's a fun one, but it's rough around those edges.
Yeah,
You know, it kind of feels like a game that would be played on a calculator.
Yes.
or like an old flip phone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
I
right,
can
John.
see it.
It's your review.
I already reviewed it.
Yeah.
I gave
For
it
some
a
reason,
yeah,
6.8.
Yeah. I forgot.
I
No,
can't
that's
remember
fine.
that long ago.
Yeah, that was a long time
a
ago.
long time ago.
The
Eric's
thing is
reviews take a long time.
Last night, I was woken up by a sharp feeling, and I think someone transplanted my brain into a goldfish, and now I have the goldfish brain.
Yeah, that happens.
Goldfish are pretty smart then. You know, like you
Aiden
think if you had a
off.
goldfish brain, you'd be like, "Where's water?"
Okay. Do you guys want to hear?
Aiden, do you remember what analogy you just said?
What? The goldfish?
Do you guys want to hear some news from 1992? Video game news?
No!
All right, here we go.
Yeah.
It's time to do the news.
That was too long.
With
Next time it'll be
with
shorter.
John.
We're
Whoops,
so
I just replayed it accidentally. Okay, stop.
we will issue a public apology later.
This week in Pixel Report News, I have here a GamePro magazine from June 1992, which is when Jill of the Jungle was released. Lucasfilm demos Star Wars for Super NES. We played that.
Oh!
We played that game.
Oh,
Super Star Wars. It's got beautiful graphics. It's got all new gameplay. It follows the movie's plot line to a T. And this October, keep it tuned to GamePro for up-to-the-minute info and photos.
It's a magazine. You don't have up to the minute info.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Battletoads.
Yes.
It's Rash, Zitz, and Pimple are gearing up for an all-new brainstorming Battletoads adventure on your Super NES. I'm trying to... I can't
a
scroll
game
down
that
this
will
page.
live on in infamy for being incredibly difficult.
And that's not all. Video gaming's premier skin diseases know the... Wait, what? the
Skin
premier
diseases?
Okay, I'm going to read exactly what this sentence says. Video gaming's premier skin diseases know the way to go is arcade, and I got to scroll up now. Oh, this is so hard. And coin ops on the way too. No release dates are set for either product, but we'll keep you posted with the Battletoads updates. That game, they got Battletoads
Skin
at...
diseases like zits. and rashes and
What's the name
Oh,
of
I
the
got it, I
company that
gotcha.
makes the game?
Nintendo.
Trade West.
Oh, I was thinking maybe they were named like Pimple Boys or something.
Well, I think the names of the Battletoads they're all named after skin diseases. I get it
Oh.
now.
I
But
see an ad in the magazine for STD Entertainment.
Wait, really?
Yeah,
yep, STD Entertainment.
that's
The
nice.
Joy Plus.
A very innocent time.
Here's your handheld Joy Plus video
Whoa,
game
whoa.
system. Oh, these are just this is an ad for Game Boy accessories. So you can put like a magnifying glass basically over the
Oh,
screen.
yeah,
You can
baby.
put
Oh yeah, I
there-
had that.
There's like stereo speakers you can put on it.
Didn't have that.
There's like different. This actually looks pretty rad if you look at this.
Did anyone have the Game Boy like photo taker when they were a kid?
I knew someone who had it, but I didn't own it.
I had the photo taker. I don't think I had the printer though, but I remember I'd always be taking pictures and messing with them.
There's
Good time.
there's this guy on Instagram. It's like 8-bit MKE
Oh,
or
yeah, I've
something.
seen that,
Yeah,
yeah.
he follows us on Instagram, and I follow him on the Pixel Report Instagram. But he like takes photos around Milwaukee with his Game Boy camera and uploads them. It's pretty cool.
That is sick.
Yes, indeed.
I
Check
had
'em out.
I had a nice purple worm light. That was the only accessory.
Those worm
I
lights
had.
were trash, dude. It's
I-
trash lights, more like.
I had the magnifying glass, and it
Alex,
was really
fist bump.
bothersome. I did not like it.
Game Boy Advance SP was the best iteration of any console with Game Boy in the title.
It was also the last one.
Yes, which is why it was the best.
But what about Game Boy Advance?
The screen was trash, dude. You had to get worm lights, and those were trash too. You can't see anything.
Okay.
I remember fondly all of the Game Boys.
Street Fighter 2 joystick. Look out, Street Fighter fanatics. Capcom's got a joystick coming your way. It's going to work with 8 and 16-bit systems. It's specifically designed to help you deal with the complex set of moves you need to master to win in Street Fighter 2. In fact, I don't know. This is really long.
Man,
It talks for at least another 2 paragraphs about the
1992 was like a
joystick.
watershed year.
Yeah.
Oh,
like-
do you want to hear your Street Fighter 2 tournament winners?
Hadouken! It's
just-
Tokido, Daigo,
Yeah.
Ken,
I can't.
Justin Wong,
Jay Wong.
Jay Wong,
I don't see any names here.
Sonic Fox.
I don't know.
It's- For those at home, those are actual Street Fighter pros that we just named.
okay. Those jokes are too deep for me.
Now that we don't have a time limit, we're just never going to end the show.
No, I don't want to stop. Do you want to know your top 10 blockbuster video game rentals of June 1992?
Just the top 5.
Do you want to know them for Nintendo Entertainment System, Super Nintendo, or the Genesis?
Genesis.
Yeah, we need to play more Genesis games.
Wait a second.
Genesis does what Nintendo don't.
Okay, apparently the top selling blockbuster rental for Sega Genesis was Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past. That's what this says.
You gotta be trolling me, Game Pro.
Game Pro, the pinnacle of gaming
Will
journalism.
you confirm that that's what it says?
That is indeed what it says.
Okay.
Thank you,
doesn't-
Alec.
that doesn't
Alec
make sense.
confirmed.
I can read.
Number 2, Pit Fighter. Number 3, Super Adventure Island. Number 4, Super WWF Wrestling. Number 5, Rival Turf.
That's 5 weeks of content right there.
Rival turf.
Yeah, we got to play all those. I don't know. There's a Color a Dinosaur. Virgin Games are working to capitalize on the popularity of dinosaurs with this game, Color a Dinosaur.
The
It's coming out.
popularity of dinosaurs.
Yeah, dude, Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park
when did
was
that come
92.
out? Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh, wait, 92 was the year. I'm kind of jelly that you guys were all born in it, but 91 was when Nirvana broke loose. So at least I got that going for me.
Do you guys want to mail in to exchange a game? $7.50 per exchange. You mail in this form, and you can exchange your games.
They only give you copies of E.T.
That's true. Well, I think that's probably going to do it.
Yeah.
We need to find a good way to end the show. If anyone at home has a good idea, post it in the comments.
I say we all put our hands in the middle and we go 1, 2, 3.
Mystic Warriors.
Mystic Heroes.
Oh.
That
Get it
game.
right. It's a good game.
That game was horrible. It's a horrible, horrible game.
What we need to do is we need to have a recording that's like, you know, those things where like at the very end of NPR shows they like quickly give like the thanks, like who all the people producing the show is. We do that, but like it's like
It's
10
just
seconds
us.
long. Yeah. Well, it's just us, and then it goes into like a special thanks, and then it speeds up like every second by ×2 until it's just super fast, and boop, it's done.
That sounds good to me. I'm going to stop the stream now.
Okay.
All right, we love you.
Hey, if you're listening on the podcast, check us out at facebook.com/pixelreport.
And if you want to suggest a game or say something,
Yeah.
you can email us
You
at pixelreportmail@gmail.
Oh, yeah. Or you can message us on Facebook. You can send me a text message.
Yeah. For
Our phone numbers are as follows.
for all
Hey.
business inquiries, you can shove it up your butt.
Oh, that's rude. I don't want to be doing no business. Business is for idiots. Well, Eric's phone is going off, which means I think it's time to go.
Giannis faces Russ.
Okay,
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
8-bit goodbye.
See you next week,
An
Sunday.
8-bit goodbye.
Bye.
Stupid.
No, it's good.
You always start that.